Welcome to Ironsworn, Rime of the Frostmaiden. This is session 2. In last session, Karl was herring off into the woods around Lonely Wood to try to find his best friend Half. He tracked Half to a scuttle that happened and didn't see any of Half's footprints, but then there was moose footprints, and he's heard rumors of a moose that's been attacking loggers in the woods. So he followed these moose tracks very successfully to a elven tomb. He explored the elven tomb, found these creatures, these animals that were living in the burrow all together, foxes and owls and rabbits, things that don't normally cohabitate. And he also found a chamber where there was apparently someone had turned into living quarters. A plant attacked him, which freaked him out, but he able to hack it away with his axe. And then he heard the moose bellowing. He went out. The moose had Half, his best friend, atop its antlers. Karl gave chase, and he attempted to climb a tree, which he was successful. He was going to snatch Half off of the antlers of this white moose and just failed abysmally. So he tumbled to the snow. The moose took off into the forest, and now Half is basically having to start from scratch and go about tracking this thing again, hopefully avoiding the other dangers that are in the forest here, somehow rescuing Half. And at this point, it's looking pretty grim for Half. If he's unconscious or injured, he might be dying. So Karl doesn't have any time to waste. He's got to get going here. Okay, so Karl's going to undertake a journey again. So this is going to be a new task. Follow at least we know the white moose has Half now. That's something that he didn't have before. So follow the white moose. I'm going to still call this troublesome because Karl knows these woods still, even though he's never encountered the elven tomb before. He should be able to follow this white moose without too much difficulty. So he's going to start by undertaking a journey here. He has +1 from his Wayfinder ability. Oh, so that gives us a weak hit. You reach your waypoint and mark progress, which is good, but take out supply. So maybe the weather is getting colder. He's having to bundle up and make use of whatever he has for rations as he's trekking through the snow here in this forest all alone, chasing after this white moose after having been attacked by a shrub. I think Karl's struggling a little bit, but he's emboldened by having seen his friend. Hopefully his friend is still alive. He's got to press on though. So he's going to try to secure an advantage. I got to try to get some advantage over the moose this time, because the last clash that I had with it didn't go very well. So I've got to think about a plan here. So he's going to use his woods lore and kind of think about what we could do to help. So that's a strong hit. That's great. We'll take +2 momentum and get a bonus to our next move. If he could snare the moose, and it doesn't have to be for long, like he doesn't need to snare it so that he can then kill it or whatnot. He just needs to hobble it briefly so that he can get Half off of the thing without himself getting gored. So I think that's going to be his advantage. So when he actually goes to face danger, he'll have the advantage on that. All right, he's going to go look around, follow the tracks, use his wood lore to see if he can figure out where this thing went. Yes, a strong hit. Specific information. All right, he is on the track. He knows where this creature is going. He is clearly able to follow it within the snow under the forest canopy here. And so he is going to try to undertake a journey. He's going to get 1 for Wayfinder and 1 for tracking this thing. Another strong hit. Fantastic. He's going to go ahead and roll the progress bar to try to complete this. Okay, reach your destination. So he's finally caught up to the moose. Wasn't going very fast or very far, which is fortunate. So he finishes his journey on a strong hit. The situation at your destination favors you. Choose one. Make another move now at +1 or take +1 momentum. My momentum's almost all the way full, so I think I'm going to take the +1. So this is going to be a face danger challenge, trying to snare the moose long enough to allow him to grab half off of the antlers and take off before this moose gores the heck out of him. So this is going to be speed and agility. He got +1 from his earlier advantage, and then he's got +1 for having undertaken a journey successfully. And I think I'm going to use his woods lore as well, so hopefully that'll give him a +1. This is going to be edge because he's using speed. And woo, yes. Okay, great. Strong hit on that. So he is able to face danger, take +1 momentum. He succeeds in creating a snare that catches up the moose's hind legs. It starts kicking at them. He runs out of the brush, grabs half off the antlers. Before the white moose knows what's happening, he hauls half off, puts him over his shoulder, and takes off into the woods. The white moose working on kicking its legs free, and it'll get free in not too much time, but hopefully Karl and Half are going to get out of here. Okay, so that's going to mark progress on find and help Half. So he's going to go through the woods at least far enough to get away from this white moose. And now he's going to sit down and try to check over Karl. So first of all, is Karl dead or alive? Let's ask the Oracle. I think that it is, I think it's likely that Karl's alive. So we'll say, we'll hopefully he's alive. We'll say it's likely that he's alive. And yes, Karl's alive. Fantastic. So we are going to try to heal him. It's a miss, but you know what? This is super critical. I'm going to burn my momentum here, which is at 10, and turn that into a strong hit. So my care is helpful. He has the wounded condition, so that clears it. And Half is at least stable enough so that I can get him back to Lonely Wood and, get him home and get him rested up. I'm going to tick that all the way up for this vow. I'm going to check and see if we succeed in this vow. Oh, it's a weak hit. Oh, that's brutal. Okay, so we went to fulfill our vow on a weak hit. There is more to be done, or you realize the truth of your quest. Envision what you discover, then mark experience. This was a dangerous vow, so we at least get 1 experience, which is great. It's very frustrating when you undertake a vow and don't get any experience for it. But now we realize the truth. So I think that truth is we get Half back. We deliver him to his mom, Nimsy Huddle, the halfling speaker. She takes him in. She is going to nurse him back to health, but Nimsy comes and tells Karl, and she says, this white moose problem has got to go. Like, this is why Half suffered. The loggers have been attacked, and can you please help to rid the woods of this white moose menace? And having been face to face with this creature, Karl is a little bit intimidated, but he swears, he holds on his axe blade. He swears that he will defeat the white moose that is troubling Lonely Wood. So that is going to be another new vow for him. So he completed helping Half. So now we're going to start a new vow, which is going to be to defeat the white moose. And I think that we will mark this as a dangerous vow. I don't think, can we do formidable? Okay, we'll make this a formidable vow. We'll hopefully be able to survive a formidable vow. We'll see. All right, defeat the white moose. So now we need to swear an iron vow. We're going to roll heart. This is not Karl's strong suit. And that gives us a miss. That's so bad. On a miss, you face a significant obstacle before you can begin your quest. Oh, God. Okay. Envision what stands in your way and choose one. You press on, suffer 2 momentum, or you give up. I'm not going to give up. Okay, so I'm going to suffer my 2 momentum hit. That's terrible. What is going to... He swears this iron vow, and he does not succeed. He faces significant obstacle before you can even begin. So before you can even go out into the woods and try to face off with this thing, he faces a significant obstacle. a significant obstacle could be, there's another sort of interesting thing that's happening in Lonely Wood. The inn that is in Lonely Wood has been abandoned for at least a while. It's the Ramshackle. Used to be the only inn in town, closed after its last owner, a retired sawyer named de Groots, hanged himself in the common room. And I think that Ramshackle should be haunted. So as Karl is leaving Nimsy's house to start on his quest to defeat the White Moose, I think that one of the other townsfolk in town, Danae, let's say it's Danae Zodel. She is the barkeep at the Lucky Liar, which is the tavern in town. So I think that Danae approaches him and says to him, I know that I've been told, I just heard from Nimsy that you're headed off to find the White Moose, but there are some boys that went into the Ramshackle last night on sort of a lark, and nobody's seen them all day. And when I went and approached it, I heard some moaning sounds. Please, before you go off into the woods, can you please look for the boys? And Karl has no idea how suddenly, after just like rescuing his best friend, now suddenly people are approaching him with problems. But I got a miss on my swear and iron vow, so this is the cost. I think that he looks at Danae, he kind of sighs. He's like, okay, I'll go look into that, and I'll just quickly look through it, and then I've got to deal with getting the moose taken care of. So he holds on to his axe blade again. He says, I swear I will retrieve these boys from Ramshackle. So he's going to swear another iron vow, because the more of these you do, the more experience you are likely to get, and it's the basic mechanism of how the game progresses. So we're going to try to rescue boys from Ramshackle. And this is really just a speed bump on the way to a larger quest, so I'm not going to make this terribly problematic. I think troublesome. Yeah, I think we'll keep this as a troublesome vow. So we've got to go to the Ramshackle. Fortunately, it's here in town. It's not hard. I think that's why it's just troublesome. He doesn't have to go anywhere in particular to find the Ramshackle. So he goes out to the Ramshackle, abandoned tavern, 2-story, no lights on inside, obviously, dim, dark, foreboding. You hear some sort of creaking of the wind as a broken shutter sort of swings. And he approaches. The door is unlocked, unbarred, but he's gonna, I think, first scout around a little bit. I think that first of all, we've got to swear an iron vow. We got to roll this again. I hope I don't miss this. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I miss on this roll. Okay, let's swear an iron vow to rescue the boys from the Ramshackle. That's a strong hit. Thank goodness. We get a couple momentum there, and we know exactly what we need to do. Basically, kick in the door, find the boys. Great, I can do that. But first, Karl's not a kick in the door guy. He is going to scope out, try to get some information, figure out what's going on here, look for tracks. So he's going to use his wild tracking skills, and that gives a strong hit, which is great. So walking around Ramshackle, he does discover some footprints. I think on a strong hit, he discovers a couple of things. One, that there's 2 sets of footprints from the 2 boys that went into Ramshackle last night. He also sees some like little paw prints of maybe some rats that have taken up residence in Ramshackle. So he is going to cautiously open the door now. He doesn't want to get attacked by any freaked out rats. Cautiously opens the door, pitch black inside. So he lights up a torch, holds it behind him to illuminate the room as he creeps in. He enters into the dark old inn, looks around. He sees the rope that de Groots hung himself is still sort of hanging there, slowly twisting. They at least took care of the body, which is great, but seeing that eerie rope hanging there just kind of sends chills down him. And he's going to look around the tavern, Doesn't find anything on this floor. Well, okay, let's ask the Oracle. Are the boys on the first floor? I'm going to say slim. Okay, boys are not on the first floor. So he looks around, doesn't find any, finds some evidence of the boys having been here, but doesn't find them. So he's going to go up to the second floor. Are the boys on the second floor? I'm going to say unlikely. Okay, the boys are not on the second floor. So where are they? Well, there's really just one place left, isn't there? And it's the basement. So he goes into the kitchen, sees the door that leads down into the root cellar, which was used for storage and whatnot, and slowly eases the door open. He calls down, "Hello, boys? Anyone down there?" Hearing nothing. That's a little bit alarming. I think he's going to do a little face danger on this, because he really doesn't want to go down into this deep, dark basement. This is going to be heart, I'm sure. Courage, not his strong suit. But a weak hit nonetheless. Okay. You face a troublesome cost. I think endure stress. I think this is absolutely stressful to him. So his spirit goes down by 1. But then on his endure stress roll, he got a strong hit, which gives us a little bit of momentum. So we'll take +1 momentum on that strong hit. So he's feeling a little bit shaken, but he steels himself and heads down the creaky stairs into the basement of Ramshackle. And I think we will call it there and face the basement of the Ramshackle next time. Thanks for watching.